Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. For this video, I'd like to talk about characters and how I often go into them. If you've seen my other videos, then you know I have sort of background in writing fan fiction. And part of the fun in that is that I have some stuff I will sometimes dip into to work with. And by that I mean namely characters. And I have favorites from my time writing fan fiction. And of course, I don't intend on bringing all those characters into my future works because those characters may not fit the story that I want to put them into, or they require heavy overhauling. With Phantom Eclipse per se, I have brought in some of the older characters into that. But for the most part, I've been more focused on the new characters because those are the characters who are the most important. Because whenever I started PE, or Phantom Eclipse, I call it PE, the new characters, of course, were the main cast in general. There are other characters who you will see eventually, maybe I'll point them out to you, who were from my days of writing essentially Transformers fan fiction. And so I took these characters and I love these characters. I really enjoyed writing them. So whenever I wanted to make them fit into PE, what I started to do was think about the world of PE and then basically strip the character down to their personality and then build into that from a different angle because of the new series. Like, what would their part be, and so on and so forth. You know, what's this character's new place gonna be? What's their new objective? What's their new life? So on and so forth. And of course, whenever I want to do that with any other characters for other series I may want to do or choose to do, it's the same thing. You figure out, which character and if they'll fit. And of course, I can't, like I said, I can't dredge all of them up into new works because it doesn't always work. Because, like I said, the character has to fit into the story more than the story fitting the character. If the story wraps around the character and follows the character to the point where it's too convenient, then, you got Mary Sue there. So it's important that these characters, in my opinion, fit the story more than the story fits them. So that's something I like to do on occasion, although I try to focus more on the new characters. Same with Flowers of Solace. I can't actually say that there is one in particular who is an older character. Ironically, he is not from fanfiction. That would be Vincent Hyssop. I first created him for like a little short story thing for a contest, and I really loved his character. So at some point I decided to put him into Flowers of Solace as the detective. And so, of course, that meant in this case, I actually had to go in and flesh out his backstory, because for that short story, I didn't do that with him. I had an idea of his personality, and then I just moved forward with it. And so on and so forth. This also can be the same said for Jessica. She also came from that short story. That short story was sort of cringe, so I don't know if I'll ever put that out there actually for people to read. I wrote it in a very short amount of time, so it's sort of embarrassing. It's like somebody finding, your old book of your, fan art you drew when you were, 10 or 11 or something. It's not very good. It's very rushed. I think the mystery aspect was probably the weakest thing. I was just trying to put together, I was asking myself, what's the most horrible way that someone can kill someone? and thus, create our mystery, how we solve this mystery. And I think it was kind of too predictable. I don't like predictable stories because it's boring. I don't like predicting the story. There are times where I do predict the story, and, but that's a different subject. But still, that was not one of my best efforts. It was whipped up on the spot, and might stay shelved if I ever put it out there, or like on YouTube for you guys to check out. You'll probably see why I just pulled out Vincent and Jessica's characters to repurpose, because I love their characters and I wanted to give them a new life in Flowers of Solace. All the other characters in that are pretty much all new original characters. Dahlia is actually supposed to be the main character. And initially, how the story would have started is I would have started off with her. But it was one of those things that I kept coming around to. It just didn't seem to work. And so whenever something doesn't work in a story, you have to either give up on the story or you have to keep changing angles. So I changed angles, and I went with Vincent instead. And it just seemed to click, because all of a sudden I found it a lot easier to write. I think part of that is because I sort of know Vincent's character better than Dahlia. That's not to say I don't like Dahlia's character. I just felt like, in this case, I wanted her to be a little bit more on the back burner, and I wanted Vincent to kind of take the lead here, because I felt like it was the correct choice to make, character-wise. If I were to ever get around and I have a bunch of ideas for Flowers of Solace. I would love to actually make that a series, but, I want to just get out like this little mini-series, and we'll go from there. And I say mini-series because I wound up deciding to just put it out in parts, like 22, 24-page parts. I got a lot of work I gotta do, but that's basically what's going on with that, because I said back in whenever that I wanted to do it as a one-shot, and alas, poor York, fell through. It is still something I'm working on, and that is up on Amazon if you would like to check it out. I am not happy with the pricing on there. I'm so sorry that it's so high, because in my opinion, for a book that is 24 pages, 22, 24 pages, it should be a lot less than that, and that's to blame on Amazon, because I'm stuck working with what I have. I am trying to find alternative methods, because Amazon is it's very convenient to use KDP. I say Amazon, but I actually mean KDP. In all honesty, it's convenient in the fact that you can rely on them to print it and ship it, which is what I need right now, because I'm not set up to handle that. But it's also frustrating, because I would like to sell like that thin of a book for a lot less than crap. I'd rather like sell it for like $6, no more than, because you look at other books that are like $12 or $15 or even $10 and $8, and it's a lot more pages, or you get a lot more bang for your buck, and so you don't feel as bad buying the book. That's the way I look at it, and I have a lot of stuff I need to work on, so I shall work on that thusly. I'm sorry this is taking a while. This is sort of a spur of the moment recording session here, but I want to do something. Happy New Year, everybody. We made it to 2024 and we're still alive. Yay! Well, I hope so. I hope this year goes. I feel like this year sort of already has sort of a storm cloud above it, so I hope things go better than we expect. I pray that things will go better than we expect, because I try to be positive, because sometimes we all need positivity, because negativity it's kind of that slippery slope into depression, and we don't need that right now. We need to cling to every little shred of sunlight that we can get a hold of. So I hope everybody had a peaceful and happy New Year's. I hope everybody will hang around going in as we trudge onwards into 2024. I have some stuff planned. I hope to pull off said stuff, and I hope I can pull off said stuff. Once more, Happy New Year, and hang around. I hope to have some stuff out. Thank you for coming this far into this video, and bye-bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.